Namaskar, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, and welcome to Dev Talks. I have with me Mr. Vicky Nanjappa. Firstly, thank you, sir, for
Thank you so
coming
much.
down. We've done some podcasts on Pakistan terrorism and all sorts of stuff. Um, and you've today morning also you posted an article about OGW movement.
Yes.
So I was reading that as well. So there is a lot of this thing, a lot of changes in the way that they're doing stuff. One thing I want to ask you before we begin this conversation is that Pakistan seems to be shifting its way of work.
Yeah.
They're not wanting to do terrorism from their soil anymore. They're
Yes.
wanting to do terrorism from within India.
Yes.
This is a repeat of the Indian Mujahideen.
Exactly. But in the midst of that, we saw this group called the Resistance Front,
Yeah.
which claimed responsibility and then denied the claim for the Pahalgam. That was actually that's actually a Lashkar-e-Taiba proxy, which actually was meant to be a homegrown terror outfit. They wanted local guys to carry out these attacks. So as usual, the deniability factor. So so that it doesn't go back to Pakistan. And now they tend to do it more. Try to have more homegrown outfits, because if you notice that after Pahalgam, our doctrine changed. Like an act of terror will no longer be cross-border attack, but an act of war. And what we did to them during Operation Sindoor, they wouldn't want a repeat of that.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, the thing is, one thing I would say about Operation Sindoor, what it did is, yes, definitely it took down a lot of facilities, no doubt, but it did take down the morale also. Okay, and precisely why Masood Azhar is missing in action at the moment. Okay, there's a lot of things about the
We
death
spoke
rumor.
about it.
We
They don't
spoke
have
about-
money anymore.
Yes, they don't have much money, and there's no trust in the leadership. They want a new leadership. Nothing of that sort of thing. So they try to go on picking up people from within Jammu and Kashmir, or for that matter, you say Faridabad module, which we saw, all homegrown kind of module. So they're trying to do that more and more, because one thing was there. If you see the whole span during which the Indian Mujahideen operated at that time, not much was going back to Pakistan. We were actually fishing around here itself, because the boys were local, Bhatkal, and the thing is, they don't want the trail reaching back to them. So they have a lot of other problems, like the FATF, Financial Action Task Force, then the International Monetary Fund. I mean, we know that they're all
Global pressure will come up.
that will also come up. So they don't want it, and they are trying to build a different image for themselves also. While they're trying to build this different image, trying to be these global peacemakers, going in between Iran and US, the fact is, if they don't do this, then, domestically, I mean, they don't have any standing as such, So Kashmir is an issue that they have to keep on the churn all the time. So that is why they want all these local forces. That is why they're building up this OWG network. So that, the problem what has happened for them is, they want a new set of people who do not have police records, basically. So a lot of them who are there out in the open now, they all have police records at the moment. So, they're very easily traceable by the police and the other security agency. So they want to create this entire new network so that they don't get traced. And without an OWG network, terrorists cannot operate at all, because OWGs take care of their stay, logistics,
Weapons,
ammunition, moving it, the food, everything. So once they have this new network in place, I mean, they are now looking to, another interesting thing I would like to say is that they are looking to restart this scholarship program of theirs.
yeah, the women.
The women is one part of it, but the scholarship program where they catch the get hold of the youth in Jammu Kashmir, sponsor their education. They wouldn't be doing that like earlier, where they would go have them
Pakistan.
Yeah, not to Pakistan anymore. They will keep them in countries like UK, US, and all that. Bangladesh, all these places, and then their own network would go radicalize them, and then they would finish.
That's
and
interesting.
Then come. Yeah,
That's very interesting.
Yes.
Now, I was just looking for this. That's why I picked up my phone, because there's one data I wanted to pick up. 476 terrorists or OGWs have been caught since January.
Right.
476.
That's right.
I mean, that's a huge number.
Huge number. Yes.
Let's say 4 months, right? So you're catching about 120 a month, sort of a thing.
Right.
What does that tell you about their networks right now?
Currently, if you ask me, their OWG network is pretty down, because, as you said, the number of people have been caught. left, right, center, especially after Pahalgam and Operation Sindhu. I would say it's almost decimated, and that is why this whole desperation to set up the network afresh, and that's why they're trying to get more and more people in there. So, and the ones who are remaining, at least 80 to 90% of them have got police records on them. So it's not a big deal tracing them down.
Okay.
So that is why this whole push to build a new network, so with the lure of money, currently that seems to be the flavor, just paying them money and getting them in. And unless they build that OWG network, they cannot, restart their terror operations in Jammu Kashmir. And what I see going forward is, since from the launch pads, close to about 500,000 of them at POK, infiltrations have gone down to literally zero. That is a major risk.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They've been trying. It's not happening.
Bad action is not working.
That's also not working.
Yeah.
So they would be a little careful, but also I would always say, the thing is, it's all going good, no problem at the moment, but you always, it's Pakistan at the end of it. You never know when they come back.
There's one thing which was curious to me recently, that news came out of Pakistani Air Force, Bangladeshi Air Force being linked with TTP.
Yeah.
Now, I questioned it right at the get-go, and I said, TTP, nah.
Yeah, no.
TTP this is a cover. Basically, why a cover? And this is my theory, that a lot of Indians support the TTP, not in physical support, but
Yes.
ideologically, because maro.
Yeah, Pakistan. Yeah, that's
Pakistan ko maar rahe ho to theek hai yaar, TTP very good, Jindabad. And same with me, if any guy who's hitting Pakistan is fantastic, great, kudos, keep hitting. So, putting the TTP in this particular aspect, and then you connect that with the fact that TTH came out sometime ago.
Yeah.
And then they found 2-3 chaps sitting in Punjab suddenly saying ki nahi yaar, TTH, this was somebody paid us to write Tehreek-e-Taliban Hindustan.
Correct.
So what they're trying to do in a larger aspect is bring in the Taliban in the angle of India attacks.
Correct. That's right.
So that they can break that India-Taliban link which is currently facing up. What do you think about this Bangladesh?
Bangladesh angle. Now, I'll see, when Mohammad Yunus took over the country, he was like, he offered Pakistan a red carpet, basically, to walk in. They came and everything was, looking up for Pakistan. They had this, the Dhaka cell which was set up out there. And whole thing is bleed India through Jammu Kashmir, Punjab, and also through Bangladesh. Now, unfortunately for Pakistan, the election result did not go as per planned. They would have hoped that the Jamaat-e-Islami would have won. Now, when Tariq Rahman comes to power, he was very clear, the Bangladesh first. And you see that reset of ties which have happened very, very quickly. So Tariq Rahman would not want, see, he has a legacy to carry. And BNP has always been accused of a party which is, giving shelter to,
he himself was caught.
Yeah, he himself was caught. So he's looking for an image change. Now, I see a considerable amount of reset that has happened. So why not spin a story saying that, TTP is part of this? So, it works two ways, that we start wondering why is Bangladesh Air Force, with the TTP. And on the other hand, why is TTP operating there to hurt our interests? So they try that game. Now, so that's one interesting thing which I see which has happened, it's been churning out a lot. What I tell a lot of people is that be very careful. Now, terror attacks, they are taking time to rebuild, but in the meantime, the false propaganda or the false narrative, which is, going on the social media, is something that Pakistan would do on a much, much larger scale now. Okay, to create doubts in the mind, to affect foreign relations, and to create a communal divide, and also this one experiment in the northeastern states. So the false propaganda narrative is what is going to has been going on a very large scale, and they plan to enhance it on a much
versus our political parties literally fall.
Exactly, that's the problem. If they pick up that information and they start questioning the government, then games played at the end of it. So
the latest one is the fuel, no? India is going to run out of fuel.
Exactly.
In 5 days.
Yeah, very true. 5. Yeah.
The second largest producer of fuel in the world is going to run out of fuel.
Exactly. Now, to just these massage your political ego and things like that. Now, if you say 5 days you're going to run out of fuel, who's going to suffer? I mean, it's going to be their own people, right? At the end of it, the queuing up at bunks happen, and people can get aggressive. If you say that LPG is going to run out now, yeah, I know there are delays, but it's not as chaotic as what is
we
being
are fine, actually.
Yeah, we've done much better actually. The thing, but there's no need to come and create panic in the mind. This is what Pakistan would ideally try to do. Try to create panic in the mind of the Indian people so that all hell breaks loose or something. I don't think some of our politicians should be helping them further that propaganda, I would say, because at the moment, with such a chaotic situation across the world, I mean, you must have seen the shooting at the correspondence dinner, that too,
Can you imagine?
Yeah, absolutely. President of the United States.
Third time a president of America is being
targeted. So when the world is going through such chaos out there, I don't think, I think we're doing fine at that moment. We don't have panic, chaos, everything looks smooth, everything is moving smooth.
As long as you're not on Twitter, everything is fine.
Absolutely, yeah. Because that is actually, I don't know. Sometimes, when you scroll through Twitter or you see the social media or something, I mean, seriously, I mean, is this all happening? Because, I was just out, I didn't see anything of that sort happening, So it's weird, it is.
It's quite funny that, as long as, if you're on Twitter, oh shit, everything is on fire, the world is breaking apart, there's that, and you switch off Twitter and you look around and say, yeah, no,
absolutely,
everything's fine.
Yeah, Twitter, sometimes news channels even. The thing is, I mean, covered many events. So there's an event happening, and then you're watching TV or you're watching Twitter. Like, I am going into a real rock solid battlefield. Maybe where the Taliban is fighting the US for, and you go there and just 10% of what is happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so panic is something that Pakistan does want us to go through, because I think we are much better than a lot of other countries in the sense. I think we've handled all these supplies pretty well. I know there's a lot of chaos in the Strait of Hormuz, but things happen. But we handled it this well so far. I don't think anyone should come and.
Issues are there. There's nobody saying that issues are not there. There are delays, there are issues and stuff. But tell me this, Pakistan, as per se, the ISPR and their activities that you've spoken about is very interesting, because the latest trend that we are seeing is they basically pick up on anything. Now, for example, there was a Maulvi who was picked up in Lucknow.
Yeah.
Right? Now, this dude was basically creating propaganda anti-Ram Mandir, anti-NRC, anti-CAA, anti-UGC.
UGC, yes.
Now, UGC was a thing that ignited few people around.
Absolutely.
It went down the toilet, but people are now kind of,
correct.
Playing it for the political purpose and stuff. He was doing that also.
Correct. Exactly.
I was like, yeah, what the hell does this Maulvi know about UGC?
Exactly. See, sometimes, the problem is when we study this whole subject of, you say, internal security and terrorism, we many times look at it only in the point of view of guns and bombs and, lone wolf strike or lone actors. But the worst form of terrorism is this, which is why I will come down, to the point is like, why does Islamic State have such a following in the south, in the southern states? Because constant propaganda. They had the Popular Front of India working, for them. So the problem is, what happens is when you start capturing the minds, and that's when the problem begins, because as a society they start thinking very differently, and that's the most dangerous form of terrorism, because it lingers. It's there every day. There's no bomb attacks happening, or there's no people getting killed or something like that. It starts hitting the mind, impacting the mind, and that is what the whole propaganda narrative from Pakistan, which is coming now, which I'm telling you, it's like everybody in the intel knows that the activities online, say social media and this fake narratives, etc. When they say your plane was shot down, the problem, we are all human beings at the end of it.
First is the doubt.
The doubt. The thing is, we are in a profession where we have our sources to verify at this one. But you see on your own family groups, common person, sometimes when you go.
Therefore, yesterday when that news came out, that one helicopter or one aircraft has been hit in Ishwar.
Correct.
A lot of people message me, yaar, ye kuch hua hai kya?
Exactly. Correct. Now, those are the select few people who will have access to you, or say access to some other journalist or some officer or something. But this is a big country, in the sense like writing the news and convincing the people is not exactly the toughest job, but convincing your own family saying that this is not happening, that's where,
Sometimes becomes very difficult.
it becomes very difficult.
Tell me this now, when you look at Pakistan, as per se, we've come to a point to kind of understand that they will try and homegrown,
Yes,
they will try and do this within the country rather than exporting it, because it creates a lot of challenges for them.
absolutely, yes.
Financing that, with the way that a lot of the crackdown is taking place on the financial networks in the country as well, how do you think they will start financing this? Is it just going to be plain simple drugs?
Drugs would be for the bigger picture, like, for terror in Punjab, or say this one. And if you look at the Faridabad module, it was pretty much self-financed.
They crowdfunded, yeah.
Yeah, they crowdfunded. Yeah, so that is the danger actually. Now the thing is, these guys, it's like do-it-yourself terror. That kind of simple Lego kit kind of this one. Do it yourself. That is the worry, and that is why the whole push of looking for this highly educated people like doctors, engineers, etc. Like in the beginning of the thing, I was also saying they want to restart the scholarship program where they'll send somebody abroad, make them study there, and then come and spread the ideology. Now these guys know how to what to crowdsource funds. One, they are able to read up multiple manuals which are put up on all these encrypted channels for make your own weapons, source your own weapons. I mean, you should remember that ammonium nitrate seizure, thousands of
Which
kilos.
one are you talking about?
The Faridabad.
That's 3,000 kgs.
3,000 kgs.
Birbhum in West Bengal was 16,000 kgs.
Exactly.
10,000 kgs in Rajasthan, Gujarat border.
Correct.
So which one? I mean, it's scary.
Yeah, that's the problem. So this is the thing, you get this set of educated lot. One, I mean, gone are those days you say that, terrorism was done by the poor man. He had some issues at home and all. It's not like, it's like solid ideological terror, which I can see now, which is happening, which is extremely dangerous. And who would expect a bunch of doctors to get together and form a module and just, what they had planned? If that had gone through, it would have been unimaginable what would have happened. And
by the way, one of the ladies in TCS,
yeah,
she's supposed to be connected to that Nida Khan woman.
Exactly, yes.
She's supposedly connected with that Shaheen, Dr. Shaheen or whatever.
Yes, Dr. Shaheen, yes, Faridabad module,
Yeah.
who was the go-in between the handler in Jammu Kashmir and the guys at Faridabad. So, yeah, that was quite a crazy case, in Reddit, it was kind of unbelievable and how it went through. So you see the amount of penetration into these top shot institutions. Now that is the big worry, that the penetration which they're doing into the top shot. So basically, it's like capturing the mind, and one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. And that's why I said, when things like this happen, like what happened in Kerala, 21 people left and went. They went and joined the
ISIS.
Islamic State in Afghanistan. A lot of people didn't see that, what it had done to their minds, basically, that they were so convinced that this is the way to go. And this is years and years of these Wahhabis coming into South India, just going.
Since the 80s.
Yeah, since the 80s, it's just going completely unchecked. Institutions are, radicalized. So as usual, like you saw in the Buranwani case also, there was a lot of Gulf money which comes into Kerala, which they use, to buy all these
Can you imagine,
Kawasaki.
Buranwani was not even a terrorist. He was just a bloody flirt who was,
Exactly.
pretending to be a terrorist.
Yeah.
But he created such a social media stir that it actually ended up radicalizing
so many
people.
Yeah.
He didn't even do one operation.
Exactly. Actually, in one article I'd written, shot more selfies than bullets, actually. Okay, that's what they do. So, you see these people, they come on these fancy bikes and things like that. That's how, they trap these
6
girls.
girlfriends.
Exactly. So, they create that aura about themselves. So, girls who are 16, 17, 18, they're not yet mature to understand all this. And there's very soft radicalization which happens in the beginning. And before you know it, 21 have already reached Afghanistan.
So, where do you see now Pakistan doing their stuff? Because we know there's something coming in from Pakistan. There's going to be an attack of some sort somewhere or the other. We're all bracing for it. All of us are bracing for it. 1 year to Operation Sindoor is on our heads right now, and we are bracing for an attack. What do you think they will try and do?
See, currently at the moment, the issue is, one thing is that Operation Sindoor put at least 2 major terror groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed in a lot of disarray, actually. The problem what is happening is there's a lot of trust deficit which has been created. Like, when ISI or Pakistan Army says, we'll protect you. And then you come right in the heartland and you strike. So trust deficit is happening. So they are desperate to carry out some major attack, especially in Jammu Kashmir, a real major one. So that, what happens, that is like an advertisement for recruitment back then.
अभी भी ठीक है यार.
Yeah, abhi sab theek hai. We went and attacked them.
मारा है
this
but कोई
one.
बात नहीं, we're all right.
Going on trying. Every day the number of infiltrations, they're trying and it's not happening. One small mistake, like, always a lot of cops used to say, we need to get it right every time, they need to get it right only once. So that's the thing. They are bracing. It's just one slip up which happens, and that's when, things.
So you're saying J&K will be the target?
Yeah, for them, if J&K is important for them domestically, for their own politics, which they have to do. Like, Asim Munir will be questioned about a lot of things. Or Shahbaz Sharif will be questioned about a lot of things. But like, what's happening to the economy? I mean, what is the treatment of Imran Khan?
Pointless.
It's going on. And, so many attacks in Balochistan, so many attacks by the Tehrik-e-Taliban. All these questions are coming. To shut down all those voices, an attack on Kashmir is what they need. So that's why I'm saying that domestically is very, very important. I mean, I think that's long gone internationally and all that. I don't think they can rake it up because Article 370 and all, when they try to rake it up, then, I mean, it didn't get any traction.
What do you think is, now they've been, they've been trying to figure out this Indus Water Treaty, right?
Yes.
And that's something that I can see. Chatham House report comes out. Chatham House is very curious.
Correct.
It's the front line of the global powers. It comes out from there. They're submitting these memorandums to the UN. They've done 11 conferences, by the way.
Right.
And 15 other events to kind of publicize this thing. Now, with the current, structure of Pakistan sitting in the left pocket of Donald Trump, does that give them a booster? We are now protected with America. India kuch nahi kar sakta.
No,
This is a statement that was given by the former ambassador to India some time ago.
Donald Trump is a very smart man. That one thing is there. If Pakistan is under the impression that he is going to back them for each and everything, then I think they're mistaken. One. Basically, Asim Munir went and sold him the dream of rare earth. Okay, it all began.
They never painted stones. Right?
Okay, yeah, okay, went and sold that
I don't
dream.
know.
That's one. See, if you look at that, the question you ask, like these Iran negotiations are going on.
Yeah.
And you must have seen Trump's statement that said they better get it done. Okay, so he is just, to the point. Otherwise, he would have spoken a lot of other things also. These are issues, between the two. And I think after Operation Sindhu, even though he made that announcement of the ceasefire and he made that offer, to talk peace between the two countries, it never went through at the end of it. So, see, for him, in terms of trade, which he keeps talking about, India is far more important. And I don't think that equation is going to mess up, and he's not going to come on to, these problems, because he himself understands, what it is to be a victim of terror. And that's what he has said during the Iran war also, that he doesn't want them to make a nuclear bomb. They're funding the Hezbollah, etc. So I don't think he's going to get into this. And these peace talks are not as easy as what, we think. So, they're trying, no doubt, but whether it succeeds or fails, these equations between India and Pakistan, I think, will be decided by us only and not by the rest of the world. It's not happened in so many years, it's not going to happen now.
Pakistan is getting involved with Hamas. Now, that's something very interesting.
Exactly, yeah.
And I've been harping about this since 1 year. People have just shot it down. That the tactics that were used in Pahalgam are pure Hamas tactics.
Absolutely. Because Hamas has been on Pakistan soil, not for now. I mean, it's been almost 1.5, 2 years. It's not like after that big Israeli attack which they carried out, or rather the attack on Israel, they landed up. The Hamas and Lashkar-e-Taiba leadership have always been, hand in hand. And I would talk about Hafiz Saeed, I'm talking about 10 to 12 years back, initiating these, fundraising programs under the pretext of a Palestine cause, but all the funds were going for Hamas. So it's not some relationship that has come out of the blue now. It's been a relationship which has been there for over a decade.
Over a decade.
Yes. And that is a selling point again for Lashkar-e-Taiba's recruitments. Because a lot of those recruits believe that, Hamas should thrive there and we should beat Israel down. So it's a recruitment tactic. So it's not something that's happened overnight.
Now, when you look at something like this, there are two very major things that come out. One, that there's a certain sense of desperation.
Yes.
Yeah, keep the damn thing alive. Because one conversation I'm seeing in Pakistan, which is quite a bit, yaar, Bajwa doctrine sold Kashmir, yaar.
Yeah.
They're very frustrated about that.
Yes.
They've not been able to give us an answer about. See, if you look back in history, also, they've been frustrated with us since '84.
Right.
Siachen.
Correct.
Ki yaar, sala ye, they took a one up there. They tried Kargil, failed. They've not been able to get that. Nuclear thing happened, so they equalized this thing, but they've not. After that, they kept hitting us again and again. Parliament happened, Mumbai happened, this happened, that happened. They had an upper hand. But then, since Modi has come, Balakot and all that nonsense has given them again a jhatka ki yaar, we're not able to keep that upper hand.
Correct. Correct.
India balanced it out, and now with Sindoor, we are
way ahead. Yes.
we're way ahead. One of the biggest points is this Kashmir big gaya, and दूसरा is the Indus water.
Right.
पानी नहीं आएगा, सालों ने पानी बंद कर दिया. Because that's what they said. If you switch off our water, we will bloody have blood flowing. And
Yes.
No blood flow.
No, nothing. I mean, see, there's a reality, which even the people of Pakistan should understand. I mean, you train terrorists, you send them, all that. What's the basic thing for a country to hold on is your economy, one thing. Okay, that's what we are seeing people on the social media, pani nahi denge to khoon behega, all that. But is that what the common man Pakistani is thinking about? No, that's not what it is. So, when we talk about a Pahalgam attack which happens, as a nation, barring few, who want to criticize for the heck of it, we stand as one country basically, in the sense that Pakistan has to be punished. You can't come and kill our innocent people. Why that whole thing is not working for Pakistan is because somewhere from deep within, I don't think the support of the people, it's not genuine what they have for them at the end of it. So, and that is why I say, for them, the only thing that can, get them all together, and there's only one common issue which binds Pakistan, and that is the Kashmir issue at the end. Okay, that's the Kashmir issue. And as long as attacks are happening there, as long as, people are, calling for, basically, apart from terrorism, Pakistan is also very interested in reintroducing separatism. Because if you notice one thing, after the Modi government came, separatism is a dead issue there. Like, the likes of Gilani or Yasin Malik,
they all finished.
Or Asiya Andrabi, all these are all finished. Now, because of that thing being finished, there's no stone pelting happening.
There is no new player also in the.
There's no new player. There's no new player.
It's the old guys who are still harping here and
there. And that is why the whole thing of, the scholarship program, let's send them abroad, let's radicalize them so that, they come and have that separatist thought. So again, battle of the mind, again starting in Kashmir. Okay, so they may say a lot of things, but the reality is nothing seems to be working exactly for them in Kashmir at the moment. And that is why it's a very, tricky situation at the moment. It's like, how desperate will they get?
To me, the timings are very interesting. When you look at right now, and I've kind of covered that in my channel as well, look at the expose in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Bengal elections. This whole nonsense. And then suddenly, with all this happening, suddenly Manipur blows up.
Correct. Yeah.
Curious.
Yes.
It's, the cause is separate, but the timing is extremely curious. When a large section of the internal security apparatus, which is the CRPF and all that, is in Bengal.
Right.
It's the same time that Manipur blows up.
Exactly. That's what I said. See, Manipur and all these things. Again, I would say that there has been a big push always, to fund insurgency. If you see the drug routes which are coming, it's
yesterday itself. These, women were protesting. Not yesterday. I think last week. Women were protesting and all that. The forces went a little further ahead. They busted a bloody 7 crore rupee, 4 women with 7 crores worth of drugs.
Exactly.
Now, it begs the question. I am not getting into which community, what here and there and stuff like that, because, the drug production it's widespread. Yaar, you have a set of women blockading a road.
Yes. Exactly.
Then you beg the question, why the hell were you blockading the road? To protect those guys?
Exactly. the cartels from Myanmar which are coming in. Okay. Now, drug smuggling along Punjab and Kashmir routes is relatively lesser now because
Then what is happening?
than what is happening in Manipur and worse what is happening in South. Okay,
Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, Tamil Nadu. Okay, big drug bust, Andamans. In fact, you must have seen recently, they killed this guy, this El Mencho in Mexico. That was his consignment, 6,000 crore consignment which was caught there. So, okay, it was his consignment which was caught in Andaman Nicobar. Okay. Plus, you won't believe it, a couple of years back, he had a meth lab in Delhi which was functioning, which was bust by the Delhi police also, one. So, you see the number of players which are there in the market.
Jeez.
Okay, the number of players were there in the market. It's from that side is Dawood, and from this side it's Myanmar. And Myanmar cartel basically is again run by one of El Mencho's aide. He's got a very interesting name. He's known as Chinese El Chapo. This guy. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard of him. He stays in that border town,
Laos and all. Yeah. So see the number of players. But somewhere, each one is interconnected. So, something there in Kashmir fails, something in Manipur will come up. Something in Manipur fails, possibly something in South would come up. So, you can imagine the challenge our security forces have got. Really, hats off to them.
Very, very curious.
Yes, that's the thing.
You will see the weapons, and the northern Thailand area, is very covered with Jamaat-e-Islami.
Absolutely. Yes.
I mean, I was shocked to know this, that northern Thailand has Pakistani flags flying around.
Absolutely, yes.
That's
this one. See, there's one thing is there about Pakistan, what I've noticed is they invest in everything except themselves. Like in the sense, economy gaya to theek hai, no problem. But for scholarship programs, to, have their embassy, get people on the streets like this to protest, or to fund Khalistan movement, which is,
Noida protests, there are links coming out.
Everything, that is what they're channelizing all their funds in for. So that
let's talk about ISIS.
Yeah.
The subcontinent right now has ISIS.
Yes.
We know that.
Yes.
Philippines, there is some stuff.
Yeah.
The AFPAC border has ISIS.
Correct.
Which is the ISKP.
Right.
Franchise sort of a system. I wonder how do they sign the contract for this? And ISIS to me is again a similar thing where it's not homegrown terror, but it's again a Pakistani non-Pakistani thing. People like you and me who watch this stuff, we know this is being controlled by the ISI.
Correct.
But to the average person, and the narrative in the world is Pakistanis have nothing to do with ISIS.
But that is what they have built up by saying. But to fight TTP or Afghan Taliban, they've asked ISKP to come and help them out. That's one. So they do definitely have an involvement with everything. But the thing is, for Pakistan, it's okay. Even if ISIS is operating on its own also, they're still doing the job there. That's one. Today, that when during the Afghan war, that's when we saw that they were literally asking them to come and be part of their whole security apparatus to fight. They had a blow-cold relationship, basically, Pakistan and ISKP, because ISKP firmly believes that Pakistan should become completely an Islamic state. Okay, like the rule of the Sharia.
Yeah, for that they've got that branch out.
Yes, they've got all that.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. But of course, definitely, the thing is, there was always that if ISKP wants to come and operate in Jammu Kashmir, which is their larger goal actually. If you see their whole caliphate map and all that, they want to set up the caliphate in Jammu Kashmir. And why not? Pakistan will definitely help. I mean, today the help is open. So in the background, it's quite a bit that they're doing. And another thing is there, for Pakistan, Islamic State is basically taking care of South India very well for them actually. Which...
that's what, see, now Sanaullah Ghaffuri, Sanaullah Ghaffuri is the leader of the IS who stays in Peshawar.
Right.
His children go to the Pakistani Army school there. He goes to Nagarhar under Pakistani Army kind of escort and stuff. And they've conducted attacks in Russia, Iran, China, Tajikistan,
Correct.
India, of course. And what scared me about IS is the chaps that were caught in Gujarat
Right.
with rice in.
Correct. Correct. Now, tell me, with this kind of material, I mean, can any individual terror group source it so easily unless, there's support of the establishment? Is it even possible? This kind of, it looks completely like an Intel-backed operation. That's how it looks. And this is what they keep doing, this one. I mean, the only thing is like you don't let our name come into it. Pakistan basically will support and fund and help any terror group which has got an agenda against India.
And lastly, so what we are coming to this in this discussion is that there is going to be a hands-off approach by Pakistan, where previously it used to be directly linked.
Right.
Today, the link will be more indirect.
Yes. Yes. That's what this one. Back to the Indian Mujahideen days, homegrown, where, everything is locally procured and sourced. Logistics are, worked upon on your own. So, and that is why I would say that post Mumbai 26/11 attack, we should have hit them like how we hit them after Operation Sindoor.
Oh, we should have hit them after 2001.
Yes, after the parliament attacks also. So now, they've realized that, they definitely don't want another Operation Sindoor happening. I mean, that they're bearing the brunt even today of that. The thing is, what they will increasingly try to do is, back these terror groups with it. And that is why this whole thing, now the place to watch out is online, encrypted channels, the dark web, all these places, because that's where all the propaganda will start, and that's when the whole self-radicalization would start happening. So when 4 or 5 doctors can get together and just form a module on their own.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I mean, the thing is, it can happen anywhere. Why Faridabad alone? So it could happen anywhere. So basically for them, purpose solved. Heartland is hit. But yeah, one thing is there, whether they're going to get the blame or not, they're going to try very hard in Jammu Kashmir, but again, a very localized one. They're trying to look for a replacement for the resistant front and have something, homegrown there. That is why this whole rebuilding of this narrative of, scholarship programs for students and then new OWG network. These are, all signs of rebuilding terror within Jammu Kashmir once again, because basically the homegrown stuff in Jammu Kashmir is pretty much collapsed at the moment, and that's why this massive push.
Previously, and the homegrown terror thing worked because the kind of population a certain segment had, they had 6 children.
Yeah.
In J&K. So one kid goes for jihad, doesn't really matter.
No.
Today, that's not the case.
Right, but I mean, you can't give that as a guarantee, saying that, if there's only one kid, or, that one kid also could, get radicalized.
There's no guarantee of that.
Yes, that's a problem. And that is why that propaganda which is being pushed online is what we need to fight actually. Fact check wherever we can, take down that content as much as possible, because that's where the fight lies at the moment. Is to hit
This
the
is very
mark.
important. We need to, as I think, as Indians, we need to understand this
Yes,
very, very carefully,
Yes.
because the game is changing pretty fast.
very chill. Yes,
It's not something that ये terrorist है मारो इसको खत्म हो गया कहानी.
no, that's not what it is.
You know?
It's वो रग रग में दौड़ रहा है. That's why you say, that's what they're trying to do. Put that thing, that thought of separatism, radicalize it, everything into your head.
Yeah, I think
So-
Op Sindoor, in terms of its red line, would need to have a little more expanded sort of a perspective of not just Pakistan-born terrorism, but Pakistan-linked terrorism. also.
Linked terrorism, absolutely.
So even if there is a homegrown thing, and
Yes.
if it's linked to you,
Yes,
which it will be,
100%.
you need to get it.
Yes, that's what. And to find the links now, you may not be getting a cash flow out of Pakistan directly, or there may not be a call out of Pakistan directly to form such a module.
But the infrastructure is there.
Infrastructure. That's when you need to study their chats and what is the kind of material they have been reading upon, and where has that material been originating from, which led to their eventual radicalization.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the most important
Yeah.
thing. Vicky Saab, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Firstly,
It was
for
a
coming
pleasure.
down. This was
Thank
an
you.
awesome conversation.
Thank you
And
so much.
guys, you must understand what we've tried to bring out from this conversation is that we need to look at the new face of terrorism. You know, everybody is saying Pakistan se terrorist aayega, hamari force khadi hai, wo maar degi. We will be able to kill it and the terrorism is over. No, this is the new style of terrorism, urban terrorism, educated terrorism, and we've been saying this for a long time. Terrorists, educated or not, it really doesn't make a damn of a difference.
Yes.
This has to be understood that these guys could be within us, within our companies, within our organizations, and we are seeing that happen. So let's open our eyes to this new form. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
And guys, like, subscribe, and of course, share this with your friends and families. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and we shall speak to Vicky Saab as and when he's back into the city as well as online. Till then, namaskar.